This is the Wise podcast from Social Enterprise NI, hosted by me, Kate Conway. Every Wednesday, we'll be meeting people from social enterprises across Northern Ireland to raise awareness of the myriad of types of businesses that exist in the sector, to encourage the public to buy social, and to encourage and enable private and public sector organisations to build social enterprise into their supply chain. We're delighted that one of our corporate members, idverde, have sponsored this year's podcast. As an organisation, they have a company ethos of ensuring that where possible, social enterprises are built into their supply chain, from catering to cleaning materials, staff training, corporate gifts, never mind the numerous supported employment opportunities throughout the country. If you'd like to find out more on idverde or to be introduced to them, please contact Amanda at socialenterpriseni.org. I'm delighted today to be joined by Stuart Dillett, who's the Regional Managing Director of idverde. And you're the Regional Managing Director for North?
The North region, yeah.
Of idverde.
That's right.
So, two things surprised me yesterday whenever I spoke to you on the phone about this.
Okay.
First one,
yes.
Didn't expect you to be Scottish.
Okay.
The accent threw me a bit at the start. The other thing was, whenever I found out that that idverde were sponsoring the podcast,
yep.
I obviously had a look to see, I haven't heard of idverde, had a look and saw, oh right, okay, so they do grounds maintenance and global brand, and it's really, and I thought, all right, okay, this is just like a huge, organisation that want to do something that is socially responsible.
Yep.
And so they're going to sponsor this. And I couldn't really see what the link was. So It really surprised me whenever I found out the reason wasn't what I had assumed, but it goes a lot deeper than that. So I want to talk to you about that, but also, if you don't mind, start by just telling us about idverde, because I've given a very brief description there.
Yeah. So idverde, so we're the leading grounds maintenance or green services provider in Europe. So we turn over around about £700 million worth of green services.
Green services being?
Per annum. So grass cutting, tree work, landscaping, we do cleaning, window cleaning, external, internal cleaning, and just a full range of services. Further south we do sort of full local authority services, so waste collection, grave digging, just a full wide range of anything really that's outside of the fabric of a building, anything that's over the thresholds out externally.
Okay.
We would deliver as a business, and that's covering Europe. So we operate in Denmark, the Netherlands, Germany, France and the UK. So we're private equity backed, which really gives us good financial stability for a large organisation, but the emphasis is entirely on local service delivery. So the business has been built on acquiring basically leaders in each of the countries, landscape leaders in each of the countries, and we build out from that. So in Northern Ireland here in 2018 we bought what was the Landscape Centre, maybe more recognised as Out There Services here in Northern Ireland, who were the grounds maintenance leader here in this country. And we bought them as part of the UK acquisition strategy. To build a good sustainable UK business. UK business turns over about £250 million per annum.
Wow.
So it's about 2/3 of the European business overall, and in the UK we've got in the region of just short of 4,000 colleagues that work in the UK on green services.
4,000, okay.
4,000.
And so how many people work for you in Northern Ireland?
So in Northern Ireland we have 130 at the peak of the season here in Northern Ireland, and across the region I look after about 650 in total.
Oh wow, okay.
But good, very much a local focused business. So we get the strength and support of the group in terms of financial ability. It gives expertise across the group, so we can call on expertise right across the European business. But what it relies on entirely is local experience and knowledge to deliver the services for the customers. And I think a lot of our customers can at times become a little bit concerned about the size of the group they're working with, because obviously, like yourself, they go onto the website and they find a massive organisation, they sometimes feel that with large companies comes a lack of focus locally. But that's not our model. Our model is to be absolutely focused locally and give as much back as possible.
See, definitely whenever you were explaining this to me yesterday and you were saying, oh, we're this, and just as you said about the turnover and the number of staff and everything, and what you've just said about people sort of seeing a big company and thinking, oh, well, it's just a blanket approach to everything. It's not.
Yeah.
But tell us now where the social enterprise bit comes in, because again, you're like, this is very impressive, but what's in it for us is the question.
Absolutely. No, and it's a key point. I think with our sector is labour intensive. Okay, so we rely on people to deliver the services. You can't cut grass from a laptop or a tablet, and the key thing for us is that one is labour intensive, which means that we have to have good labour resources available to do the work. And I think the other benefit of our sector is that the barrier to entry is reasonably achievable. So, you can be of a whole range of ability, academic, physical, even mental health. And the reality is that the majority of us in the business have started from the tools. I've started from the tools. Our senior operations manager here in Northern Ireland started from the tools. So we've all worked our way up through the business. So the career prospects, so whilst it's a low entry level, the career prospects are almost, they're there to be seen. You don't need to be degree qualified or, highly intelligent to be at the top of the business, effectively. You just need to know the business inside out. So from a social enterprise point of view, we find recruitment has been very difficult. And to build the capacity that we need locally, we have had, since 2017, a very successful relationship with EnviroCare, who are part of the Column Neighbourhood Partnership. So they've provided for us grounds maintenance services, and when we were looking at how we develop our model locally here in Northern Ireland, it was apparent to us that getting into the social enterprise network and start to give good sustainable opportunities to organisations in there that want to develop locally and provide green services was the way to go. So we certainly felt that we joined the network just to give access to other organisations that we could work with, similar to EnviroCare. And EnviroCare, we do about £80,000 a year of grounds maintenance services with them. And they've been able to increase their workforce off the back of that and provide really good services for us in West Belfast. And joining the network was for us to say that we're here to provide sustainable employment opportunities, business opportunities, and also provide further support. If your business needs us to support you to look at finances, equipment investment, health and safety, all of the key things that you need to operate, they were absolutely here to help. And I think on us joining that network and then getting the initial conversations with Amanda, it became apparent that there was an opportunity to sponsor it. And it just seemed natural for us to move into that place and to say, look, we are serious and genuine. We have a real need and desire to build social enterprises locally across the province. And what better way to start than to be involved in the social enterprise NI? Yeah,
and the network. So essentially, you want to help local people in the areas that you're working in to get employment.
Correct.
And the best way to do that, you find, is to link up with social enterprises who already have sort of like a channel of communication with those people in the area to say, come and work, and then it's not just that you're kind of saying to social enterprise, get us people, but you're saying, look, here's what we can do in return.
That's right.
We've got all this stuff in the background that we can help you with if you help us with that. And so it's nice relationships that you're looking to build.
That's right. I think the point you made about reaching out into the communities is a key thing. It's having those intermediary links that allows us to bring people in to the business. Just now we're working with those that maybe come from third generation unemployment. And that's very difficult for people that are third generation unemployed to actually make that step to apply for a vacancy that comes up on a portal. Whereas if they're working through an intermediary organisation that's already supporting them to be able to get into a working pattern, to get into a daily routine is key for us, because then the people are well supported that are coming through those networks. And even this morning, we've been out on sites this morning, and we have young Michael who's come from Hydebank. So he unfortunately had a custodial sentence, found it quite difficult to gain employment, and through Advantage NI, and then through the turnaround project, we've managed to get Michael, who started with us. He's been with us a week. He's out in the fresh air. He's enjoying his first week, and it's been dry and bright.
So far, so good. Good.
So far, so good. So the reality is that we would never. It would take us far too long to try and access or give opportunities to those individuals that want to just start to make a change for themselves. And the social enterprise network gives us that connectivity. Not only it lets us reach those people, but it means when they come into our business, they've got a support network that helps them if they've got maybe a social challenges, or like Michael, he's come from a young offenders institute, and therefore it's important for him to build his self-esteem with us as an organisation, and equally well for our guys to get the support from his worker to know how we best manage and support Michael into full-time employment. So it's very much a two-way street, but we could never do that on our own. We don't have the knowledge and experience that social enterprises have. They're very well connected to the communities. They know their clientele far better than we do. And actually it's a partnership that we need to build. We can provide the work, we can provide the support. We need them to help us with moving people in through their models, make them successful, and also then allow us to build our capacity and capability.
Well, that's the real magic with the social enterprises, I think, is because they operate in the community, and every community operates differently. They could be side by side in Belfast, but totally different dynamic. But the social enterprises understand that. And as you say, you're talking about Michael. How else would you reach Michael? He's not going to be looking in the Belfast Telegraph job finder or whatever. Right. And then he might be too intimidated by idverde to make an application. But and this is something that sort of struck me yesterday when we were talking about, again, huge global brand. For any social enterprises that wanted to link up with you, you may feel kind of sort of like Samson and Goliath and be like, well, sure, why would they want us? Give me an example of some of the social enterprises you're already working with here to...
Yeah, so EnviroCare is the one that we've had the longest relationship with, as I said, since 2017. And, the Seamus and that organisation provide us with grounds maintenance services in West Belfast. More recently, we have started working with Tree Eco, and again, a social enterprise, North Belfast based, and they're working with us on the Radius housing contract. We have a bin cleaning commitment, which everyone will think, well, bin clean, don't want to do that. But the reality is that, Tree Eco's business, it fits really well with what they're trying to achieve. So, we've just recently signed a contract with them for this season, starting on that contract. And one of the benefits we have is that our contracts are generally 3 to 5 years long, so we can actually provide good longevity for anyone that joins us and works with us. More recently, we're looking at, as I said, the turnaround project. So we have already started providing them with work opportunities. They have got 3 ex-offenders, excluding Michael. So they've managed to put a team on the road for us. So there's 3 ex-offenders that are on the road for us now at this point in time, and they've also recruited a supervisor. So even just with our support to them, they've managed to give 3 people a great opportunity, and to bring a supervisor on board as well to actually make a team that could then start to be sustained over the course of the next 2 to 3 years. And this afternoon we're handing one of our vehicles over to them, so we're donating one of our vans to them to allow them to further support their efforts to work with us going forward. And other things we're looking at now are sustainable supply chains, so looking at keeping our supply chains local. As a large European business, we have got European relationships with suppliers, we've got national relationships with suppliers. But a very simple one that we're going to meet this afternoon is that we're getting our hand sanitizer locally from a company that recycles plastic and refills plastic bottles. So it might cost us, 10, 20 pence a bottle more to buy it, but it keeps it local. And again, it just gives us that local good news story. That helps us just to keep our investment where it was before we bought the business.
Well, I have to say, actually, I had said I was surprised twice. Actually, I was surprised 3 times yesterday, because I was surprised that just that idverde, just how approachable and how heartfelt and how just genuine, down to earth, the whole sort of approach of what you're doing is. So obviously you'd like to link up with some social enterprises. What kind of social enterprises do you want to kind of contact you, or what?
So I would say that the social enterprises will know, those that maybe listen to the podcast will know what their aspirations are for the business going forward. We're a green services business, so if they've either got an appetite to operate in that external services market or already operate in that external services market, then I would like them to get in touch and get in touch through Amanda at Social Enterprise NI, and that we will then take the time. We have a sustainability manager who's here, based in Northern Ireland, Gemma, and we will go and meet with the social enterprises, and we'll establish what they're intending to do, what we have on offer in terms of opportunities, be it suppliers, or indeed service provision. And then just start to work with them. And if there's nothing that we have in common or we can do, we also, in our region, we have financial support. We have financial departments, estimating, health and safety. And even if there are aspects of their business that we can help with, if they want a review of their method statements and risk assessments for the sector they're working in, then we're quite prepared to get our health and safety manager to go and spend half a day with them or a day with them to review and maybe give them some advice on systems and processes. So I think it's really pretty wide, Kate, I think, in terms of what we're keen to do. We want to work with the network that is here in Northern Ireland, and we want to say to people on that network, we can either support you in your own sustainability in terms of work opportunities, or support you as a business by giving advice or some support where we can.
Brilliant. Okay. Well, I think it's exciting. We're excited to see where this will go and where it develop.
I think that I don't think we expected things to move as quickly as they've moved. We had an idea that we believed that we needed to tap into the resources here in Northern Ireland. I must say that the appetite and the ambition from Amanda and her team has been great. And that's matched up with our own motivation, so it couldn't have happened at a better time for both of us, as far as I'm concerned.
Good. So anybody that is thinking, maybe we could contact Amanda first,
yes,
and then as an initial conversation, and then just
feed it out.
See where it goes.
We'll be setting up regular meetings with Amanda, in any case, and we'll just keep track on anyone that wants to come through that process.
Good. Well, I'm excited to see where this goes.
Thank you so much. I suppose the other thing I should have said was that in terms of onboarding them onto the business, a lot of large businesses have quite difficult, approval processes and those things. We'll hand hold any of the social enterprises through that process, as we have done with the ones that have joined us most recently. Okay.
Good. Well, I'm sure you're looking forward to hearing from
definitely
lots of enterprises.
Yeah, and there's a lot to be done.
Yeah, there is a lot to be done.
There is, aye.
Good.
Definitely.
Well, thank you. Thank you,
problem.
Stuart.
Thanks, Kate.
Thank you again, Stuart Dillett from idverde, for being the sponsors of the WISE podcast from Social Enterprise NI. If after listening to Stuart today you're a supply enterprise and would like to be introduced to the team here in Northern Ireland, please contact Amanda at socialenterpriseni.org.